We've all opened a heavy, client-provided After Effects template and realized that a single logo or background image needs to be updated. It sounds like a 10-second task, but complex templates are built like Russian nesting dolls. You perform manual timeline archaeology, double-clicking through level after level to find an image placeholder. As you dig deeper, your workspace clutters with open tabs. Updating a single image drains your time and breaks your concentration. We can bypass this entirely by relying on a strictly keyboard-driven workflow that reads the project's metadata. You can locate and replace any asset without ever opening a single subcomposition manually. Stripping away that manual folder diving keeps your compositing pipeline moving. It turns a tedious hunt into a surgical 3-second operation. Step 1 happens entirely in the project panel. Clear out any old searches first, so you're working with a clean slate. This interface diagram shows our next move. Hit Ctrl F on Windows or Command F on a Mac. Type in placeholder, and the software instantly filters hundreds of files down to your target insertion point. Select that placeholder and look next to the thumbnail. You'll see metadata telling you exactly how many times that item is used. Click that text, and a drop-down menu reveals every parent composition containing your placeholder. Select a composition from that list. In one click, After Effects opens the timeline, snaps the playhead to the endpoint, and highlights the specific layer. You have just bridged the gap between your project bin and the timeline. Letting metadata handle the navigation eliminates the risk of clicking the wrong precomp. Now that we have our target, we can execute the swap. Ensure your target layer is still highlighted in the timeline and select your new replacement asset in the project panel. Hold down the Alt key on Windows or the Option key on a Mac. While holding it, click and drag your new asset from the project panel and drop it directly onto the highlighted layer in your timeline. Look at this warning graphic on screen because the physical sequence here is critical. You must release your mouse button before you release the modifier key. If you let go of the key first, you will just drop a new layer on top of your stack instead of replacing the source. To remove the mouse completely, use the keyboard shortcut. Select your layer and new asset, then press Ctrl-Alt// to swap them instantly. Because we replaced the source non-destructively, every keyframe, layer style, and motion blur setting applied to the original placeholder remains intact on the new asset. Step 3 is verification. We need to make sure the new asset is properly inheriting the original motion instructions. Press the U key on your keyboard. This reveals every modified property and keyframe active on your newly swapped layer. If you are dropping in newly generated AI imagery, you will frequently notice a problem at this stage. Your new asset likely has a different aspect ratio or higher resolution, causing it to spill past the composition borders. This diagram demonstrates the fix. Press Ctrl-Shift-Alt-H, and the layer instantly scales to fit the composition's exact width. Compare that to manually dragging bounding box handles by eye. It's slow and leaves pixels bleeding over the edges. Relying on the spatial conforming shortcut forces the geometry to be exact. It ensures that varying external assets always sit perfectly within the template's designated boundaries. You now have a perfectly updated nested composition. The new visual is placed, the dimensions are exact, and your animations are running flawlessly. We executed a clean 3-phase system. We searched with Ctrl F, navigated using the usage metadata, and swapped with the Alt drag. As this visual shows, this workflow brings mechanical precision to your editing. There is no guessing, no hunting, and no redundant work. By utilizing the software's metadata to drive your navigation, you stop fighting the template structure. You direct the data, complete the update, and move straight to the next sequence.